So, in looking at your golf swing, there's a couple of things that I think you need to address, and really nothing else, and just focus on these things. Number one, your setup's pretty good. Ball position may be just a bit far forward of where we would need it to be with the mid-iron. I really like to see players have their ball under kind of their left eye, and that's just back a couple of inches, but you can see relative to where, you're going to see this player here have the golf ball. It's just a little far forward in your stance. But that's not the main thing I want us to focus on from this view. Number one, understand that all great golf swings, and we've talked about this before, you can take this red line, put on their outside leg and hip, that's the right leg for a right-hander, and by the end of the backswing, no way, no how, will they be slid beyond that line. Now, they make a little move into the right leg here, the best swingers do. On the way back, you can see him kind of compress and press into that right leg. You can watch his right pocket there at the top of the red line, compress a bit. But now he's going to begin to turn his upper body, legs pretty quiet until about halfway back. Now he's going to begin to start releasing the hips. And as that happens and he twists his hips, you can see that there's a space that develops between that red line now. So not only is he not outside of it, but his right pocket's chasing his tailbone and his tailbone's chasing his left pocket. And that makes it much easier by getting that right hip back and inside. It gives us both space to come from the inside, and we've got our right leg in a position to be able to push out of the right leg as we rotate and finish to the left heel. So you can see here, if I take that same red line and I put it just outside your leg, see what happens at the last? You're actually bowed beyond the line. And when your hip slides right, your upper body tends to go into left side lateral bend, meaning it leans more to its left side. So if you just stand there in everyday life and we both slide our hips to the right, well, what's going to happen? We're going to lean to our left side. And at the top of the backswing, when you are leaned too much to your left side, it makes it harder to lean to your right side on the downswing, which that right side lateral lean and your arms going into exterior rotation on the way back, that just means they roll back. That's what enables a player to come from the inside. So as you'll see from down the line, somewhat this position of allowing your hips to slide back has made it harder for you not to come over the top. It also makes it harder for you to get the bottom of your swing to happen on the target side of the ball. This we've talked about before, where if I take a line and I drop it just outside the lead shoulder of any good player, their swing is going to bottom out underneath that left shoulder. So at impact, the entire left arm is going to be at or just past the green line, and then the bottom of the swing is not going to happen until after that, when for the first time, right here, the shaft and lead left arm make a straight line with one another. So essentially that becomes the apex, low point of swing, so the swing circle is coming down to that point before it naturally goes back up. And so because you're stuck outside the line, that just makes it harder for you to push over and allow yourself the ability to hit target side or on target side of the golf ball at the bottom of the swing. And of course, because the ball is too far forward, this makes it doubly as hard. So you can see you're reaching the bottom of your swing, or apex. Bottom and apex do not have to happen at the same time. But you can see right here is when the shaft and your lead forearms make a straight line with one another. So essentially your swing's trying to bottom out or apex there. Now you can still make a divot after the golf ball and still have not apexed at the right time. So because of the different levers we have, we can still extend the club, make a divot after the golf ball, and think, well, I'm hitting down on it. I'm getting the bottom of my swing to happen after. Yeah, technically the low point is happening after, but really the apex of the swing, again, where the shaft aligns with the lead forearm, is what we want to happen right here, right underneath that lead shoulder. And it's almost impossible to do if you're stuck on your back foot. So we're going to turn strong, pivot into that right leg, and into getting that right hip back and behind you, which will allow your hand path to come from the inside. And also because you're braced on that right leg, it'll allow you to push and get more over into your left foot as we pivot in the downswing.